Welcome, my dear students. Welcome back, everyone. This is another lecture in the marketing. I will talk today about the channels of distribution. Channels of distribution. What do we mean by the word channels of distribution? That's what we will know right now. We have actually two types of marketing channels. The word marketing channels means that where the products go. Is it directly from the manufacturer or the producer to the consumer? We call it direct channel. Or from the producer to the wholesaler, and the wholesaler to the retailer, and the retailer into the final consumer, and this we call it indirect channel. The group of organizations involved in selling and promoting goods from the time they are produced until the time they are used. This is the meaning of the marketing channel. We have two types actually of channels. We have direct channel and we have indirect channel. The direct channel is the marketing channel that consists of a producer and the consumer only. I just want you to see here. Here is the figure on the left here, on your left hand here. This one is the direct distribution channel. Direct distribution from the producer to the consumer directly, from the producer to the consumer. Indirect channel from the producer to the retailer and from the retailer to the consumer, or from the producer to the wholesaler and from the wholesaler to the retailer and from the retailer to the final consumer. Those are the channels, either direct channel or indirect channel. So are there sometimes we use the direct and sometimes we use the indirect? It's based on the types of product like we will see now, and based on the strategy of the company, and based on the system of logistics system, it's a function in many variables, like what we will see right now. So firstly, the direct channel, like I showed you before, here we go again, from producer to the consumer. This is the direct channel. Okay, this is the direct channel. But the indirect channel is a marketing channel that consists of producer, consumer, and one or more intermediary. Intermediary from intermediates, those are who comes in between, like from producer to wholesaler, from wholesaler to retailer, from retailer to the consumer. And I will show it to you here again. The direct distribution channel from the producer to the wholesaler to the retailer to the consumer, or sometimes directly without passing by the wholesaler. It goes from the producer to the retailer to the final consumer. But the direct, like we said before, from producer to the consumer directly. Those were about the two types of channels, the direct and indirect channel. A direct marketing channel consists of two parties, a producer and the consumer. This is the mainly one. This is the main one. By contrast, a channel that includes one or more intermediaries, the wholesalers, is indirect channel. So the direct is from the producer to the consumer. The indirect is from producer to wholesaler to retailer to final consumer. Okay, that's fine. Firms often utilize multiple channels to reach more customers and increase their effectiveness. Some companies find ways to increase their sales by performing strategic channels alliances with another ones. That is regarding the types of channels. Other companies look for ways to cut the middlemen from the channel. They want to eliminate those wholesalers and retailers, and they want to be directly from the producer to the consumer, a process known as disintermediation, or intermediation. The intermediation, disintermediation means to cut the function of the intermediation. So no intermediation from me as a producer to you as a consumer. Joint, like as example, the direct foreign investments, the joint ventures, exporting, franchising, licensing, All these are channels which firms attempt to enter foreign markets and deal directly with the clients. We'll go now furthermore too, but before we move here, we have two questions in this part. We have a question in this part that is the marketing channels of distribution. So we'll take a question here, and I will put it actually here on this area. I will put it right here, and I will say, what are the channels of distribution in marketing? What are the channels of distribution in marketing? What are the channels of distribution in marketing? And actually, I will put here right now, I will put here the question which we are answering right now. What are the channels of distribution in marketing? What are they? So you will talk about the direct channel, like we said before. Here we go. You will talk about the direct channel, and you will talk about the indirect channel. And don't forget to do the graph. Do one graph that represent the direct channel, like here from the producer to the consumer, and do another graph that represent the indirect channel, like this one from the producer to the retailer to the consumer. So please write this one alone and write this one alone. And like you see here, the difference between both of them is that in the direct, the relationship directly from the producer to the consumer, but in the indirect channel, the relationship passed through the wholesaler and the retailer. Shall stop here 1 minute to get your answers about this question. We'll stop like around 5 minutes, sorry, to get your answer. What are the channels of distribution in marketing? And we'll get you back in about 5 minutes till you get your answers. Please don't forget to do the graph like I showed you. This graph is very important. A part of the answer is to draw the graph. Thank you. Here is a question. So to end this video, small short video now, we are talking about what are the channels of distribution and marketing. And we have here the channels of distribution. We said we have direct channel of distribution and we have indirect channel of distribution. Shall leave you in peace and take care of yourself and shall see you in the next video. Thank you so much. Have a very wonderful day. Bye-bye, everyone.